What's up, everybody? It's Sal here. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the Brain Off podcast for those of you that haven't tuned in before, and we invite you to turn your brain off. Today, I'm joined by my co host, Omar, and special guest, Kai.
Yo, yo.
Kai, thank you so much for joining us again in the Brain Off podcast. Thank you. I really grace us with your presence. However, um, I will invite the audience as well to turn off their brains because we are gonna turn off our brains and get into some really interesting topics. How's y'all weeks? Kai, I want to hear from you first.
It's been a long time since I've been on this pod. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of MIA, working on a
Pop.
project that just had its competition that Sal went out to. It was pretty cool. Definitely got smoked at the competition, but it was cool to see a whole bunch of other people's designs, and yeah, I had fun.
Hell yeah.
We almost got hit by two planes. Sure, Sal can attest to that.
Yeah,
Yo.
y'all will see it on the vlog. The first one we didn't catch it because we had just got there. We'd been there for 5 minutes. Um, and then the second one, I'm not gonna lie, I chickened out. I could have got a really good shot of the plane coming right at my head, but I said, no, I don't want to die today, so I moved. Um,
Priorities. Alive and well and make money, or in bed, hospital, in debt.
you know what? You might be onto something. But it's over, right, Kai? And you feel better now? Less stress?
A little bit. Now I have to prep for next year's team. So once I get out, they pull me right back in.
What's one thing from the other planes that you wish you could have adopted into your plane?
So there was a big thing about the rule set and allowing electronics into our payload. We were told in a frequently asked question thing
Ooh,
that we weren't allowed to. Come competition day, one team shows up with electronic payload. We talk to the judges. We show them the clip of where they said it. Gave them evidence and everything. They're like, "Oh yeah, they misspoke. You
no
have it." I was like,
way.
"Oh, okay, cool. So you guys' word means nothing." Definitely would have changed our thought process going into it,
Definitely.
because the way they had their setup, dude, it was insane. It was
The
the Chinese team, and
And
their payload literally tracked their plane on their landing zone.
that's
the
crazy.
the whole concept is you have a plane that puts a package down or picks a package up, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Their package moves
Ooh,
with the plane so that it can pick it up. Just a bystander here.
neither here nor
yeah,
there. I had fun at the competition. Got to trade
that's
with
good
some of the
though.
teams and traded them pins and like keychains and all that. It's cool.
There's a bunch
Good
of
sport.
countries, huh?
Good
Yeah,
sportsmanship.
yeah. We had a few members that um, having a rough day at competition. Kind of tried to keep the spirits up, but
Oh,
yeah, it was a lot of countries though. It was, I think, like 16 different countries. There was a lot of. They had all the flags posted up, but it was pretty cool. Especially at the end, we all got together and like got a big old picture. It's nice. Yeah.
that's dope. But Omar, how about you? How's your week been?
Week has been okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll say okay, only because where I work at, I got coworkers that I always feel like they're like the negative Nancy's around. I don't know, like I just hear, "Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait to the weekend, I can't wait, it's only Monday," and I'm like, "Dude, like I'm glad it's Monday. What are you talking about? Like, I'm happy to work every day because if I keep thinking that I'm working to the weekend, my life in the week is gonna be miserable."
Facts.
So instead, I go, "All right, it's Monday. Let's get this shit. Let's get this bread. Let's go. Come on, let's do it. Get it over with. Then tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday, and the days just start rolling for me. I do it day by day. And then I have like coworkers just coming up, or like when I talk to them in the halls, they're just, "Oh, it's Monday," or like because tomorrow's gonna be Friday. Then they say, "Oh, thank God it's Friday. We made it. Thank God." Oh wait, and I'm like, "Dude, relax. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you glazing Friday over here, like it owes you money. Like, chill." So, and then Monday comes around and they're just like, and they have like the coffee or they're like Starbies, or I just see them in their face. I think it happened like Monday or Tuesday because I was out there doing another shift and I was like, man, regardless, yeah, it's just like this week's been okay because like every time I get one of those guys, I always hit him with a, "Hey, it's Monday, whatever. Like we got it, we got this. You're good. We'll make it. You'll be fine." But yeah, other than that, exciting news coming up this Saturday is our going trip to SAC. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
That's
whoop.
right. That's
Super
right.
excited. I just got done with all my schoolwork too, so I turned everything in. I double, triple checked everything, except for like some of my spelling on some of my stuff, and I was like, no, I look dumb. So thank goodness my partner was here, so she was able to be like, I got you, and she fixed it for me.
There you go.
So yeah, got all that stuff done. So going into this weekend strong and confident, and being able to like just chill and relax, take the W's.
There you go. You guys are going to the cheese festival, right? The grilled cheese festival.
The Goat Cheese Festival, yeah. The
There you go.
unlimited beer and wine Goat Cheese Festival.
There you go.
Nice.
Now I think from correct me if I'm wrong from last pod, but I think now it's up to 7 of us.
Oh, there you go.
There's,
This is
there's
getting
7
bigger
of
and
us
bigger.
going. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm telling people like if you want to go. It's just, you just buy admission and go. It's a Saturday. I'm ready. I'm excited. But for sure, we'll see how this one goes. I'll tell you guys all about it in the next pod after a big update about it. How about you, Sal?
Well, this past week, busy, my boy. So I'm gonna let y'all know a little secret. We record the podcast on Thursday nights. Okay.
You're
So I put it out on Saturdays, so it's a quick turnaround, but it's not bad because I got, really good co-hosts that are really on top of their stuff. We don't do a lot of outtakes. It just is really easy at this point to just kind of like we speak our mind, good pod. I edit it for audio levels, we post it, you know. But Thursday, after we are done with the pod, I had some stuff to do and I needed to get done for work because sometimes I gotta work outside of work hours because that's what it'd be.
yeah.
And
It
I
is what it
finished
is.
that, and I didn't get to finish editing the podcast until pretty late. And like I still had like 10 minutes left, but I was exhausted, and I was like, I should just leave it, and then tomorrow morning I'll get it done real quick. Uh,
Yeah.
and Jess actually had a field trip that day on Friday, and she had to leave really early, and so I had to drive her to school and back. So I was like, bet I'll wake up early, I'll drive her to campus, I'll come back. That way we don't just leave a car stranded out there, at her
Yeah.
work. And then I'll leave whenever I leave. So I came back and I was like, I can take a nap for a little bit, it'll be fine. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my god.
No.
I'm running late. And so I hop on my computer. I'm like frantically editing like the last 10 minutes of the podcast, set it to export, leave my computer on because your boy remotes into his computer all the time to do work and other stuff. So I was like, I can remote in and upload it later. So then, like, hop in my car. I have to go pay the water bill because we like haven't paid it and it's due. And if I didn't pay it today, I don't know when I was gonna go. So I was like, okay, go, paid that, hop on the freeway, and I'm just like flying towards slow, right? And I'm going, and I get there. And when I tell you I got there, I've never been to the campus, don't know what's going on, right? Get to the campus, park in a parking lot. Then I start looking, and it's like there's only one parking structure for visitors, and it's all the way on the other side of campus. So I'm like, okay, drive all the way to
No.
the other side, park, do like the park pass. I'm like running over to like find the gym where my sister's at because the whole reason I went to Cal Poly, Flow, is
Mhm.
because my sister is on a stunt team, a cheer stunt team, and she's in like one of the highest rated teams in the second division, right, in the whole U.S.
Hell yeah.
And so I really wanted to go, right, because it's like kind of the closest one to us, and it just happened to work out that Jess was also at Cal Poly for a tour. Once they were done with the tour, right, the kids got back on
Yeah.
the bus and they went
Yeah.
back to school, and she stayed with me, and we got to watch the second game together. But the first game, I really wanted to get there to just like I'm already here, like I want to watch both games, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm running like full equipment. I have like 2 bags on me. I'm double bagging because I have the vlog camera and the professional camera. And I ran into this guy and I was like, "Do you know where this gym is?" And he was like, no." And I looked at him and I was like, "You look like a nerd. Obviously, you don't know where the gym is." I kept running, and then there was like a group of girls, and I was like, "Do you guys know where the gym is?" And they're like, "It's that building over there." And I'm like, And like I walked in, and right as I walk in, like the bell, like the buzzer rings, and I look up, and it's like 60 seconds before they're about to like start, right? Like it's like I'm like, oh my
Yes.
god! I'm like running right up to the stand, set up, set my camera. I'm setting my camera up. I look, and my sister's like, oh hey, like she didn't know we were going, And so it was cool.
Hey,
It was like good
it's those
vibes.
moments, right? It's those
No,
moments
yeah, it's those
when
moments
they
where
look
it's
at
like,
you and they see that you're there, and it's like it makes it all the more sweeter.
yeah. And the thing is, like, 'cause I didn't do like marching band in college and stuff. I mean, I guess I could have done symphony, but it wasn't my thing. And I never did.
Sure.
I never marched like drum corps and stuff. So to see her do it in college, like something that she likes like that, and compete at a high level, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like they're going to nationals in 2 weeks. They're flying out to Tennessee.
Oh,
They're
fuck
like
Yeah.
top four in their division. It's pretty crazy. So um, like watch it, everything, go down there, they win. It kind of sucks. It's cool, but it sucks because they beat UC Davis, my old alma
yeah.
mater. And they spanked them. It was like I had it up earlier. It was on like 20-3 or something. It was crazy. And so I walk down there, dap her up, and then I go pick up Jess. We hang out, come back, watch the second game. Second game goes into triple overtime. It's a banger. We were down like 6 points. We come back tied in the fourth quarter. We go into triple overtime. Bro, she could squat and bench about as much as I can, So
Yo.
Likely
she was
more.
like, likely more. Yeah, I'll be real. Like she been hitting
Allegedly,
them
allegedly.
weights. Yeah, we're gonna have to count. You know what? That might be a fun competition over summer. We do have a squat rack and a bench press over at my boy's house. So we might have to do something like that. But it's cool. And then the next day, um, we drove out to LA, went to Kai Sting in the morning. It was awesome. It was a crazy cool experience. Like I really appreciate like him inviting us and us getting to experience that. And then we were in LA and it happened to be, opening weekend for Split 2 for LTA.
Nah, all of a sudden.
So we just happened to be there. So we just popped on over real quick, sat down, watched the last two games.
It's nice.
Afterwards they had like
Right
boba and tacos
there.
and stuff. Omar's upset because I took Jess instead of him. He's a little upset.
No, I'm alright. I'm chilling. It didn't affect me no
It's
more.
What did he say in the group chat? What was that message in the group chat, Omar?
it
I
just
don't
it
know.
just so happened to
Just-
be
It's
we
crazy.
were there. And then after that, we went and thrifted a little bit because Jess loves thrifting. And honestly, it's cool sometimes for me too. Like I don't do it often, but like we went
It's
to
nice.
Salvation Army and I bought I'm talking like brand spanking new, still had tags on it, Callaway polo, which Callaway is like a golfing brand. And like I don't golf a lot. I do golf every now and then, but their polos are nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Ooh.
the quality of like golf polos when they're actual is crazy. And so I bought it. It's black and white with like stripes. I got it for $10 and it's a $80 polo. So I was like, you know what?
Nice.
I'll take it. And then after that, we went and watched a podcast live, like in the Peacock Theater down there. It was cool. Like I like podcasts. Obviously, we have our podcast, but just like crime, like podcasts. And so there's this one called Crime Junkies, and it's these two ladies, and they talk about cold cases and other stuff like that. And they're just like pretty good storytelling, right? So we watched it. It was like 2 hours. It was dope. We had like pretzels and popcorn and nachos. It was just like good vibe.
Yeah, honestly.
But like I said, week was going chill. Week was going chill until about maybe an hour before work let out today. We're sitting there. I'm like working on stuff, got like,
Sure, sure.
10 spreadsheets open like I always do. And then all of a sudden the lights go off. All of them. And I'm like, no. And they kind of flicker, right? It's one of the things where like,
Mhm.
you knock someone out and then they try to get up and they let them get up. And then
Yeah.
they just stayed down. And we were like, "Oh, no." Because,
Oh,
like, 2 weeks ago, it happened where they flickered and they went off for, like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and they all came back up, and we're like, "Alright,
okay.
everything's okay," just, took a little nap, 10 seconds. Today, they didn't come back up. And so we just
Yikes.
start like, oh man. And so we're just like trying to turn everything off because like we have backup batteries for everything, but those backup batteries, especially with how many servers and switches and everything we got, you got maybe 15 minutes before it depletes that entire battery. So we start shutting things off and then we actually had like a big meeting today after work like a
Mhm.
huge meeting for like the whole district, right? And so we have these jackeries, and so we're like, we got everything off like right before it shut off. Go set up these jackeries, which are like backup battery solar panel like situations, right?
Okay.
They're like power banks, but you can plug them into solar panels, right? And so we have these big ones that we bought last year because, the grid in California is not the best. Sometimes the power goes out. So we set those up, and it was just a complete like terrible time trying to get everything set up, like get all the mics plugged in, everything plugged into these two jackeries. And then right before the meeting starts, power comes back on. And I'm
No
like,
way.
"Oh," like, I'm happy because like, now, like, I know everything's gonna work, right? But I'm just like, "Bro, we spent an hour scrambling." Like, we were calling these people, those people. "Do you have extension cords? Do you have this? Do you have that?" And it just got me
Mhm.
thinking. I was like, "We are so underprepared for a situation like this." Like, we were not ready, like, at all. Like, I was like, "Oh, we have the jackeries, and we have solar panels." And then, like, it occurred to me that I was like, "None of this is gonna work with our current setup because we didn't plan for any of this," you know? So I wanted to ask you guys because I think I'm a planner, and maybe that's just like a lack at work. Maybe I just don't have that kind of pool right to set up that stuff. But do you guys prepare for like situations? Do you guys have like plans for like when stuff hits the fan at work or at life? Or like I know everyone talks about like those doomsday, like what are you gonna do if
Bro,
like
I love
the
Doomsday
zombies come,
Preppers.
right?
Doomsday
So tell
Preppers
me,
was the
tell me.
best.
And when in doubt, I get out. That's my doomsday plan.
What?
When in doubt, get out. I'm faster than most people that I'm with.
True.
I'll get to the car first for sure. That's why I don't park backwards because I know I'm gonna get to the car and get
Wait,
out
hold on,
first,
hold on.
anyways. Yeah.
Hold on. For these examples, are we talking about like earthquake or like power outage or
Hey, whatever one you want to go with.
My
whatever? All right.
Yeah.
safety is concerned, bro. I'm out of the building first. I don't care. No
As long as
run, hide, fight. I'm out. Uh, you
as long
guys
as I
can stay
got
in the closet.
as long as I got my Draco, I'm good.
Oh man. He said, "You see this scar?" And he's not talking about the one on his face.
Nah. No, so I kind of so in my little like the baggie I have when I went with us to that took with us to LA,
Mhm.
in that front pouch is like a little mini first aid kit
Okay.
with like with like bandages, like just basically just bandages, but like it's not like nonetheless a first aid like mini kit that I have in there. So I have that in
Uh-huh.
there for like anything at home. I carry MREs, no cap, carry
No way.
MREs.
Really?
I carry them. They're sitting
MREs.
there and they last for a minute, so I just keep them there, and then when they're about to expire, then I eat them. But
Those
no,
meals
MRE.
ready to eat.
yeah,
Oh,
it's Meals Rest Eat. It's the where you put the water in the baggie, it cooks the food.
oh,
But see,
Denison's
I'm not a
beans.
caveman, so I
Yeah.
just put it in the microwave, and it comes out delicious with a little extra seasoning. But even then, I digress. But uh, for sure, I'm thinking of like my safety, and then like whoever's like around with me to like what's going on, what happening. But I'd be like, hi. I'd be looking out for me though. If I'm by myself, I'm like, oh no, I'm out. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, what's that noise? Let's go check it out.
No,
No,
180.
we go in the opposite direction. What are you talking about?
I have plans, but like I don't have materials, I got
Facts.
Right.
plans, stuff hits the fan. I know how to get out of the room. I know where the entrances are, and I know who came into the room that way.
What?
Other than materials, I have no materials. I got my keys. That's about it.
He's in a car, ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think for me it's like it depends, right? Like at work, I've like especially like the situation I'm in, right? I've already like inspected like because like I work in an office setting, right? And whatever, right? But at work, I've like looked at the window that I sit by and I looked at it and I'm like, that's single pane. I can knock that out. Like I just grab this computer and I just throw it out the window and I'm out,
Yeah.
you know?
What you're doing is making up fake scenarios in your head in case if anything ever happens. I do the same thing with life. Like,
Always,
okay, I
always.
could break in right here. I can do there. My exit's right there. I could take that guy. I can take him. 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
That guy over there.
So it's not like that. I'm like, I'm out, and then I think about like here, for whatever reason, like not saying that Jess's car I don't feel safe in, but I definitely feel safer when we're in my truck because in my truck I don't carry first aid. I think I should. In my truck, I carry like a jumper set. It's also doubles as a charger. I have a pump to fill up my tires on my truck.
Nice.
I have straps, like a bunch of different variety of straps. I have like emergency cash in my car. I have like other small
Yeah.
little like tools that I need sometimes. I have, and it's like the weirdest thing, but I have it in there because I don't know when I'm ever gonna use it. I used to do linoleum every now and then, right? Where you set up linoleum, and so I have a linoleum knife, which is like almost like a curved hook kind of knife. I
What
have it
the?
I have it in between like the seats, like easily accessible if I need it. I just like stuff like that, just simple things. But I feel like whatever, like in my truck, I feel very safe. Like in that way, like I feel like if we're out in my truck, like we'd be fine. And then I
Yeah.
especially feel like because we've gone camping like the last few years more like seriously, like we have a lot of equipment where like if stuff got kind of crazy, I was like, I have like a set of like we
Camping.
have a shower, we have, camping stuff, we have camping stoves, we have stuff that like if we go off grid for a bit, we're chilling, not forever, but for a while, you know.
You guys are making me
But
rethink my life decisions.
hey man,
Look.
you get to an age.
I just think about it this way: is you're not paranoid. You're just ready, real
Mhm,
ready.
mhm, mhm.
Like maybe I should take my drinks and leave them in the car.
yeah,
That's all I got to
Sure,
keep me safe. It's gonna be a long time.
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Baby steps, baby steps. We're not telling you to go
Yeah,
like
Again,
go crazy with it, but yeah,
leave an extra bag of chips in your back seat. You never know.
yeah.
never know.
I'll leave a case of beer in the back seat for sure.
Mhm. Keep a secret stash of foxhole somewhere. Stash some money in it.
But when it's like these crazy high stakes situations, you think about like how do you react to it, and how do you work with your environment and stuff. Which brings me to my next topic here. We have LTA. I love my League of Legends, and we have FlyQuest, which is a pretty high up team, you know, and they're doing
Yeah.
pretty decent. They're top of the table, but they did something a little controversial, nothing crazy. But League of Legends is a game where you play with 5 players and normally 1 to 2 coaches, like a coach and maybe an assistant coach. But at the end of the day, your 5 guys load on to the Rift against their 5 guys, right? So begs the question: can you have more than 5 people on a team? Yeah, plenty of teams have done it before. Sometimes teams would have a whole academy team, an extra set of 5 players that they would sign just to play against their team so that they would always have practice partners. Cool, whatever. But those people weren't on the main team. FlyQuest has gone and signed a 17-and-a-half-year-old rookie from Turkey, right? This kid is supposed to be touted
What?
as like the next best thing. This kid is like the up and coming star coming out of, Europe. And they're saying, or their rationale is that their top laner Bwipo is older. He's like kind of maybe on the tail end of his career, right? Plays more bruiser champs, kind of like as a weak side guy where they don't need to give him a lot of resources. He kind of takes a lot of the hits during the game, lets the rest of his team, take the resources, right? He's very knowledgeable, talks about the game all the time, coaches a lot of players all the time. You'll see him reach out on social media and be like, if you want coaching, like I'll do my best to help you guys out. I just want this community to grow, right? Really cool guy.
Nice.
Here they bring in this 17-and-a-half-year-old rookie. And they said, this guy is hands, like he's got, hot hands and he plays carry champs.
Mm.
We're
Yeah,
thinking of pairing him
I'm
with
about to say
you,
good carry.
right? You do like the weak side and the bruisers. This guy plays the carry champs. And now we have a 6-man roster. And it's kind of built up even more on top of that because the whole ecosystem is running Fearless Draft, which the main gist is there's 170 champions in the game. You get 5 bans per team during before each game. But the way it works is once you play a champion in Fearless Draft, neither one of the teams can play that in the next game. And the games are a best of 5. So you could potentially go into your 5th game with 50 champions banned, which doesn't seem like a lot out of 170, but there is very like high priority, really good, and then there's like everything else. So some people have to dig pretty deep to find a good champion once a lot of the good ones are banned out. So they're saying this gives them an edge. You don't have 2 top laners. I do. If I need to
Right.
swap him out
Agreed.
to put another person in, he can play a totally different champion that you're not even ready for because you've been banning and we've been playing these all series, you know? Game 5, we're gonna pull this guy out because he's gonna bring a totally different mix, which I see it. But on the
Definitely.
other side of the coin, you now have 2 top laners. They're splitting time, you know? You're not allowing the full benefit of either one to practice with the team, you know? And so for me, I just want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about that? I know I've seen it plenty of times, even in like in traditional sports. Kai, you've definitely seen it too. They bring in a rookie quarterback and they have them under, a veteran quarterback and a seasoned veteran. They have them train up and learn and everything. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it might cause unwanted tension? Do you think it's one of the situations where Whippo should have just been made a coach and he could have coached his kid, but still having him as a player creates a problem, you know?
I think it's for sure a viable solution. I know it all depends on the organization, especially with football. You've been able to see the Green Bay Packers. They do this with Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. They've gone 3 for 3 on those, and they've been able to set someone behind someone and learn the system, and have no issues. On the other hand, you have people, as a Miami Dolphins fan, um, you have people where it doesn't go well, and you have Tua learning under Ryan Fitzpatrick. You
Yos.
bring up media controversy. You bring up all kinds of different benching issues and self confidence issues into the role. It all depends on your organization. And I mean, if this is a viable, like this is within the rules, right?
Yeah, it's within the rules. It's
All
completely
within the
yeah.
rules. I mean, I feel like it should be encouraged, especially with the like champion selection. This is a little bit different. Having a bigger champion selection going into that like fifth game, that would that would be really, really like helpful throughout like it's like a tourney, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Say
Well,
during
just like in
5
general,
games,
like whenever you're in playoffs, it's always a 5 game series.
and it's all
So like
this mode, like this
yeah, it's
what is it
always
called?
it's
Ghost.
fearless. Yeah, fearless. It's completely across the board. It's fearless.
I think more teams should be doing that. That's like opening up your pool selection by a
Yeah.
lot.
No, and
I
and that's actually a topic of discussion. Some people have said, "Well, this is a 6 man roster. What if we see a 7 8 man roster?" You
yeah,
know?
and freaking you'll see champions you haven't seen touch since day one.
Yeah,
Misfortune
yeah.
still doing good?
Yeah. Hey, sometimes in the right comp,
I would
especially
say
with
it's a good
fearless.
thing, though. I would say it's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
thing. It would shed some light to some other champions who maybe don't get as much play in the pro play scenery. Because let's be honest, if they keep playing the same people over and over again, and the 3 people get the same LCS skin over and over again, it's gonna seem to get pretty dry at one point. And it's gonna be like, hey, when does so and so get a skin? When does so and so this person get into pro play? Because I think I when we went to LA, I had asked them. I don't know if I asked them correctly. I probably like fucked it up. I should have asked in Spanish, honestly. But um, one of the questions I'd asked was, when are you gonna bring out Braum into the pro play? But they kind of looked at me and they were like, nah, like Braum's not good in pro play. And I'm like, you're lying. And it broke my heart. And that's when I knew they're not my favorite team.
Yeah, and like you're saying, there might be another support that'd be like, bro, that's like the most broken champ. When I'm in the game, I want to play it. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you're saying, Kai. You brought that up, and it reminded something. Like it is definitely organization, but also player, right? Whippo, when he came into his career, he was the 6 man on Fnatic. You know, so they had their set of
Mm.
5. He's a rookie. They bring him in. That team goes to World Finals.
And there you have the Green Bay Packers.
Exactly, right? Where it's like he's seen this system work where he's like,
Vikings, the
"You wanna
Vikings.
put a 17 and a half year old kid with me? I'm down. It's gonna make me play better. I can train him. We have this duality, like, where I can do something that he can't, he can do something I can't, you know?"
Yeah.
Mm. So, could be something interesting. I'm excited to follow it, see kinda, like, where that goes and stuff like that. But speaking about where things are going in the
Uh-oh.
future,
Uh-oh.
I'm excited, but I'm also depressed. I've been waiting for this for a fat minute.
Yo.
Go
The
on.
Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced,
Only if they
and
put Pikmin. Pikmin. Pikmin.
and honestly, there's a lot of great things about it, but there's just small little things that just leave a bad taste in my mouth. So first thing is the console's rumored to be $450. That's about
Ooh.
standard these days for these game consoles. It is 4K resolution. It is a bigger screen. The Joy Cons look better made. Hopefully, there's no drift on them. Bunch of stuff. But then you get into like the nitty gritty of the little things, right? Where it's like we're doing game share, which is basically watered down Discord, and it looks terrible when you share your screen. Their game chat or whatever, like online, is going to be behind a paywall, right? You have to buy a specific camera that comes with Nintendo, like a Nintendo branded
Yeah.
camera,
Or else it won't
because
work, right?
or else it won't work. Yeah, you
Yep,
can't
yep,
just
there
go
it
buy
is.
your own webcam. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And then the last thing is they're like, we don't want to alienate our Nintendo Switch One users, right? Like we're still gonna have games and stuff like that for them, but there will be Nintendo Switch Two exclusives.
Oh my.
Those
Oh,
exclusives that are only for Nintendo Switch Two are rumored to be up to $90 a game. $90 for one game. Like, I can go to the summer Steam sale and get like 100 games for $90.
at minimum, at least.
So, I don't know. How do you guys feel? Do you feel like they're taking advantage of consumers, or do you think this is just the new age? This is what video games are.
Consoles are
If
overrated, anyways.
if this is the way that consoles are going, then I'd say good riddance. Because I think they should start pushing more towards like PC and like personal computers. Because at this point, what I mean, you're getting a digital copy. You're not even getting it physically. You don't even get to physically have the game. You just a little code that says you have it. There you go. But
That actually makes me feel worse too.
yeah, because at least in the Switch One, you had the feel of like the DS where you can slide the cartridge in, and it's still that like cool feeling, and I just slap it in, hear the click, it's satisfying. Now this two will even have one. Who knows? Now it'll all be digital. Who knows? And again, the exclusives with the camera, I can't already use the webcam I have now. Why not? Oh, it's because it's gotta be it's gotta have the brand name Nintendo on it, and with like a little wire here and there, and that's it. But it got the Nintendo name on it, so it works.
So $450 for the console, $500 for the camera, $200 for the game, and by the time you're done, your checkout's gonna be about 1,500.
Yeah, and you could have bought a PC.
Honestly, that and a really good one too if your budget's like a 1,500.
Yeah. So I don't know. And you
Oh
brought up a
wow,
good point, Omar. The cartridges for the Nintendo Switch 2,
yes.
the game isn't gonna physically be on there. Basically, what that
Nope.
cartridge is just like, here's your QR code to go download the game.
Wow, from our
That
shop.
yeah, that blows my mind because I've said it since day one. I said it to everybody. I'm a physical media guy.
Yeah,
Unless I can tangibly hold it, I'm not gonna buy it because it's not mine. Someone else owns it. I'm not renting it. I want it to physically, like, I
it's
want, if I
mine.
have this, it's mine, you know?
Remember the last time you opened up a game for Christmas? Feeling that package
When
just
have you smelled that like fresh plastic as soon as you crack it open, man?
that Madden 2025,
Yep,
even though it was like 2014 or whatever. You're very confused about the game.
Still.
yep.
Never gonna get that back.
Yeah, no.
Nah, the day and age of physical media is slowly dying. I mean, the first ones to go were so tragic. Seeing, was it Blockbuster? For those of you who don't know, Blockbuster was this cool video store where it had physical media, and you can go over there and rent it. Just how Sal was talking about, I think in the earlier podcast, he'd go to what was it called?
Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video. That one too. Boom. That one closed. He can't use his points no more. Redbox, the things that are outside like Walmarts and stuff. I hardly
CVS.
see them. I hardly
Yeah.
see
They
them.
still
They're
work.
mostly broken into.
Yeah,
Honestly, the ones I've seen,
all of them look
or they're
like
closed.
It's a sad time, bro. It's
Makes me
a sad
wonder.
time.
I'm like, dang, I really could have just got like a little cut out of a cardboard, put it on the desk, put it in the red box, and no one could have been the wiser. And I could have kept Black Ops. The first one, just Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1. I remember when they started doing that, when you could rent video games from Redbox, and I would do it
Yeah.
because I was like, I only want to play it for
It's
5 days anyways.
exactly. It's good because then you get to taste the game, you get to try, you get to sample it. That way I don't just dive in a whole $90 for a game that I don't even know if I'm gonna like.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. But yeah, no, I mean again, I think I'm gonna put a video out on my channel talking about, the the sad reality of physical media and stuff like that. Cause bro, I just like 3, 4 months ago bought a VHS DVD combo. And we bought it from like an
Yes.
estate sale. And every time we go thrifting now, I always go to the movie section and I buy movies on DVD and I buy them on VHS because there's something just like you're saying special about taking a tape.
What's your unicorn?
What do you mean?
What's your unicorn? I mean, meaning in what's something you're chasing? If like you see it as a VHS or like a DVD, what's something like if you see it, you're like, ooh, I'm grabbing that no matter what.
Um,
But you haven't found because you go thrifting every now and then. It's something you chase.
let me think. Let me think.
Oh,
I want to get all of the it's called National Lampoon, right?
ooh, okay.
Vacation. They're like older comedy movies. I want to get all of those on VHS. Also, one that I had when I was little, and I don't know if I have it anymore. The original Sam Raimi Spider-Man on VHS. I haven't found either of those, but I keep an eye out all the time because it's something special about like taking it out of the sleeve, turning the VHS player on, pushing the VHS, and it
Yes.
like makes a little click where it picks the tape
Ooh.
up, and then and it spins up, and then bam, movie. And I'm like, bro, and it's like terrible quality. It's grainy, like it hurts your eyes, but I'm like,
But that's how I like it.
this is real
I know it's
media.
got an aftertaste. I like it. What was the first one? National what?
National
Vacation.
Lampoon's Vacation. Kai knows that one, right?
Yeah, they shot it at Six Flags.
Yeah, Wally World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep, 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 yep.
It doesn't sound familiar. Let me look this up real quick.
You've probably
Yes.
seen like memes or clips from it. It's old. It's older. You know.
They,
Chevy Chase.
oh yes, yes, yes. Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah. Chase, chase.
Okay,
Yeah.
the
But
one
I
that
good
I've
definitely
stuff.
seen that I think is not. It's not this one. I don't think it is. But it's another one where this couple goes like on a vacation, but their car ends up going like into space or whatever, and then it's like a big ordeal. But I don't think it's this one. I'm thinking of another one.
Bro, that's a fever dream.
made.
I think it is. Every time I try to I spent like a whole like night like a doom scrolling. Like I usually like doom scroll. I spent like that whole night looking for it one day because I was just tired, pissed off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna chase it. Where are you going? And I went through like so many rabbit holes, so many
Which
like Reddit
Fast and
threads.
Furious are you on?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't find it. I just typed. I like those are like the things I've turned it down to. It's like it's a couple. It's elderly. It's like they're in like a little uh, what's that Speedwagon? No, Speedwagon. Volkswagen,
Mhm.
and they're going on a vacation. Then their car gets into space because they get abducted, and they go into like Mars or I think some planet. And then the guy has to like save his
Bro.
wife because the wife got captured by some people on the planet, the aliens. But he
Bro.
comes in like on he comes in on the Volkswagen and goes, "I'm coming, baby."
Omar, you been taking your meds?
Yeah, bro, I think you're seeing stuff again.
My schizophrenia is acting up again. God damn it.
Or gaslighting like you did the
Yeah,
last
we are,
time with
bro.
the Six Flags commercial?
The Six Flags.
We
No,
are,
not
no, we
again.
are.
Not again.
And on that note, we're gonna end the podcast here. Thank you all for coming out here and hanging out with us, taking a little mental vacation of the world out there and turning your brain off with us and hanging out. Sadly to say, you do have to turn your brain off after this podcast is over. Results may vary. Uh, but yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Omar, for coming out, and thank you to special guest Kai, for coming and joining the podcast again. I really appreciate it. But
Thank you,
yeah,
Kai. Please come back. We miss you.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
All right, all right. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Bye. Thank you, listeners. Take care. If your brain don't turn on, again, we're not liable. Have a good day.